Hello karting lovers, motor lovers, everyone who loves racing is welcome in this channel. You are joining me here at Los Santos de la Mosa circuit. I hope you had a great start of the year and this is the first race of 2023 for me. So let's go for a flying lap. This last turn would be flat out in dry conditions, but this curve was a little bit wet and you had to take care. Don't go too wide because you would go to the wall and crash. So brake a little bit before the apex and carry as much speed as you can. Don't touch the inside too much, but the outside yes. Brake in the middle of the apex for this turn. Don't go too wide because we had a left-hander here, but we have to avoid a bump on the inside. This line will actually make you gain time, so go wide on purpose, and here stay as close to the inside as you can. Here it should be flat out, but in cold conditions we had just a little lift, and then brake just a little bit before the white line after the house on the right, clip the inside, straighten up the exit, and then brake here as soon as the apex starts, just a little bit later, early apex here, and then this should be flat out in dry conditions as I said before, taking a little lift just in case because we don't want to crash in qualifying. And here I had a very good advantage. We did a survey as I look behind there, not very ideal if you have a corner right in front of you. A useless yellow flag here, and we did a little survey to see in which cars we were going to go out. So I took out number 1, so I was the first one to go out. I was very lucky about that because I had like 7 laps in completely clean air, or maybe 6. Here I got traffic, so I decided to back out, and this is very important. If you see you are going to catch traffic very quickly, it's better to lose a lap and leave some space. And here we almost crashed into the wall. As I said before, not ideal to go wide into that apex because it will push you off and maybe you can hurt yourself. So this is a serious turn, this is serious stuff, you know, and we don't want to hurt ourselves because there was an accident in a previous category and the poor driver was with a broken finger, I think, and also a lip, so not ideal. And here there is a wet part of the track, so we had like a patch, a wet patch, and in the race we will take different lines. So ending qualifying P6, not bad at all. I was quite happy. This is my first top 10 in qualifying of the season. We only had 4 races, but you know, my first top 10 was something to be happy about, and I could take home 3 points from qualifying. You could see there the qualifying times, and if you didn't watch it, pause the video. And here is the start. I was committed to go to the left, but I saw no space, so I quickly had to make a decision. Decided to go to the right, and then the driver in front brakes very early, so I had to brake too. I received a tap from behind, which makes me lose the rear oversteer moment, and as a result I lose 7 positions, I believe. And here I was in flat out mode, so I wanted to recover all the positions I lose. I decided to stay to the inside. There were too many cars there, so someone had to go wide, and it wasn't going to be me. So now we are going to try to catch the guys in front. I decided to take care in this first part of the lap. Driver in front is Juan. He goes wide and loses speed, but he's going to fight it round the inside. We are going to lose a little bit of time, but not too much because the drivers in front are also fighting. Sorry about the water drop there. The camera caught it, and it will take a couple of laps to disappear, so I hope you don't mind that. Things of the weather, you know. Now we are in our second lap, trying to get as close to the drivers as we can, fighting with a guy, but I can carry on, have the position, We are getting closer to them, but in this part of the track I noticed I was going slower because I lifted. I didn't want to go too wide to the curb, and I lifted, and it should be flat out. As soon as you are starting to feel more confident, you should be able to carry more speed into the corners. So I was taking it easy, and here try to gain the position, opportunistic moment, but then there's a driver on my inside. It's Juan again, and I'm going to lose the position. Not really ideal to fight, so just going to concede that place, but I'm going to stay in touch of these guys, which is top 10 right now. I think we are in P10, so not very far away. There's contact there. I don't really know what happened exactly. I was going through the inside, but I think I also received a tap from behind and also touched the driver in front, so a bit of a domino effect, shall we say. Here going through the inside, but he closed the door very well. He loses speed, but I think we are going to be side by side in this part of the track, the last sector. He dives down the inside, and I don't really fancy fighting, because I'm going to lose a lot of time. Sometimes you have to be intelligent and stay behind a driver for several laps to catch the drivers in front. Now starting lap 5 or lap 6, shall we say, we are starting to make better lap times, almost in the 1:05s, and then driver in front goes wide. I don't really fancy going down the inside. It's going to be better to stay behind. A driver in front loses a lot of speed, and we go 3 wide momentaneously, but we gain the place even though he's there. But now we have the left-hander in our favor, so we can carry on. Braking early to make sure we don't make contact with the guys in front. I'm going to be quite conservative here, and that's the key. Sometimes it's better to take care of your surroundings and don't go flat out since the beginning. Karting is all about softness and be precise with the steering wheel. Don't make too aggressive steering inputs, and also don't be too aggressive with the brake. So you have to be delicate. And as a result of traffic, we lapped in a 1:07 flat, and in this type of conditions, in this type of day, that was a very slow lap time. Ideal lap time should be 1:05s, low 1:05s. My fastest lap time is going to be very soon, you will see, and it was a medium 1:05, so I was quite happy about that. That's my best time around this track, and with an added weight of 5 kilos, which is not too much, but it also counts. So every kilogram, every tenth, every thousandth of a second counts in karting. It is very important. Sometimes margins in qualifying can be decided by less than 10 thousandths of a second. So everything is important here. Going too wide into the last turn, leaving the space because I know that curb is quite slippery and I don't want another accident to happen. Going slightly faster this time, 1:06.7, so improving little by little. We start in our 7th lap, still not losing too much time with fights and overtakes, so that's good. We have to be patient. There is still a lot of time to go. The race was 25 minutes long, qualifying was 10 minutes long, and what I was saying before is that we did a survey to decide in which cars we were going to go out, and luckily I was the first one. I had clean air for 5 laps or 6 maybe, and that was quite an advantage, and maybe it was the key to start P5 in qualifying. So we have a little fight with Sergio, this driver to our right with the white helmet, and not ideal because drivers in front are starting to go away, but I'm going to concede the place once again, lapping in 1:06.7 I believe, and yes, that was right. So staying in touch once again, that was the key in qualifying. And something I haven't commented, I think, is that the top 8 drivers in qualifying have 8 points. So the first place would have 8 points, the second place would have 7 points, the third place 6 points, and so on until 8th place, which would only collect 1 point. And now, almost witnessing an accident in front of me, both drivers brake very late, and that was what I was telling you before. You don't have to be too aggressive with the brake because you will lose the rear end, and also you will lose a lot of time. You will oversteer, and as a result you will have a bad exit, and karting is all about good exits. Most of the time is found there, so you need to be very gentle. That was the word I was looking for before. You need to be very gentle and precise and treat the kart like a baby. So that's the faster way to go. You would think that it is faster to brake later or be more aggressive, but not. And here we take advantage of a slow driver, which is David, our dear friend David, which is extremely fast, especially in qualifying, also in the race, very consistent. And here I tell him to work together, try to catch the guys in front, let's not fight and lose time. So I think he got that, and as a result the times are starting to improve. Now we are getting closer to that 105, and I think this is going to be my fastest lap of the race, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was on lap 10. So maximizing the track width as much as we can, and not here because we are going to lose time. Lifting slightly, but that's okay. We are a little bit faster than the drivers in front, and this was the thing during all the race. I felt I was much faster than maybe the 3 or 4 drivers that I have in front, and it was very difficult to overtake without losing time. So I had to make a decision to stay behind for several laps and try to be patient, or try to overtake as soon as possible, because I was losing time also. So whatever I did, I was losing time. And you see, that's our fastest lap, 105.469. I was quite happy about that, and it was the 5th fastest lap of the race. Not bad considering there were 29 drivers, so I'm satisfied. I'm not very happy, but satisfied, better to say. So as I was saying, we were losing time behind these drivers, especially in this turn, which I felt I was braking better than them. And driver in front oversteers massively because he almost collect another one, and as a result I lose crucial momentum, lose all the speed of the exit, and David here gets pushed against the wall. I think the driver in front didn't see him, but sometimes you have to be aware of that. So he made a mistake, he apologized, so that's okay. I think David will not mind that. Also, spoiler alert, he ended up in front of him, so I don't think he will mind that. We tried to take the inside here, but Danny fights it round the outside. Very good overtake here, takes the inside and making slight contact, but that's okay. And now I'm starting to think, okay, we did more than half of the race and I'm losing a lot of time, so I need to overtake this guy as soon as possible. Need to try to find a gap, but there were parts of the track in which they were faster than me, especially this last sector, but in this first and second sector I felt I had more pace, so it was quite difficult to pass. And I had that dilemma, what am I gonna do, David overtakes us here, very good pass from him, and now I'm going to try to work with him to try to catch again. going wide to leave the space to this driver, and again, not an ideal scenario because we lose distance from David. And one thing I was noticing now that we go through this wet patch is that when I touch it with the four wheels, I didn't have too much grip in the last turn. So in the middle of the race I decided to change my line and not touch too much the wet part of the track, and I prefer to have more grip in the last turn. I will lose more acceleration here, so the drivers in front will gain some distance, maybe 1 or 2 cars, but here I would get slightly closer. And now watch closely, focus on the wall. I think there wasn't a single millimeter separating David's car and the wall, so he was touching it slightly, and well, I can only do that when I park my car, so not going so fast. I wasn't able to have that amazing spatial awareness. David loses acceleration here, and I push him to try to work together. I don't really want to pass him still because I think it's not the ideal lap. Sometimes you have to wait until your opportunity comes, and it wasn't here. So you see, he is starting to reduce the distance from the driver in front, and half a lap later he tries to overtake him, making a old switcheroo, but not ideal. I think he had a problem in his visor because he was pulling it up and down all the time. I think he told us his visor was getting foggy as soon as he put it down. And here I noticed he braked very early, didn't want to fight, but as an avoiding action I decided to go down the inside, losing a little bit of time but not too much. And what is going to happen here, I'm going to touch him again because he loses a lot of speed. He took the inside line, maybe trying to be defensive, I don't know, probably. And well, I'm not going to pass him still, so don't worry mate, it's all good, it's all good. And this is what I was telling you before, there is a car facing the wrong way, so try to take more care than usual. And in this part of the track is where I was losing speed because I lifted and I didn't have to lift. So maybe 5 car lengths in one corner, which is quite bad actually. So I watched my race a few times and tried to analyze my mistakes to try not to repeat them. Sometimes you need to be more confident, and I wasn't. So now they go too wide side by side for this back straight, and David is going to take the inside and gain the place. And now I need to do the same thing with this driver, but he defends quite well. I back out because it is not ideal to take a narrow line into turn 1. I've received a tap from behind, but it's all good because that made me go faster, I don't mind that. Now try to take a defensive line too. Driver in front is aware of me, I think, so now he goes wide and loses some distance with David, which is almost a second up ahead. So as soon as you stop fighting, you can see how much time you gain. And now we are not in an ideal scenario. We want to try to pass Danny as soon as possible, and he's going to defend like a lion probably. So I had to try to be more aggressive, and I think this is a mistake from me in the race. He takes too much curb in the inside and loses speed, try to fight it on the outside, maybe get pushed wide a little bit, but I didn't mind that, to be honest. And now I try to make him go the long way, and we are side by side 3 wide momentaneously. And well, I had to be aware of my surroundings, and my spatial awareness is not excellent. I would say it's okay, not as good as David though, and that's the reason why I was looking so much. So now we have 1 lap to go. The race went quite quickly, and we are going to try to overtake in the inside here, but he makes the old switcheroo, and now I have a problem. I'm going to lose 2 places, and with 1 lap to go, this is the worst situation. So what I'm going to do is go full attack mode and try to close the distance. Look at that time, 1:08.5. That's 3 seconds of the pace. So every time we fight like this, we are losing 2 or 3 seconds per lap, which is huge, a huge difference. So Danny, I think he's quite nervous. He's feeling the pressure, and will be able to overtake him. We take the inside quickly, and yes, we gain the place finally. But now I tell him, let's catch the guys in front, but it is too late. Checker flag, P8, not bad considering we started P5 and lose like 7 places because of a tap from behind. So I'm satisfied but not happy, you know. Maybe happy because of my qualifying result, but not because of the race. Now you can see the results here. So Juan won the race, then came Sergio Paraca, Raúl Moreno, Dani Esquide, 5th Arturo, 6th David, Jos, 7th Sergio. We took P8, and well, if you want to see the rest, pause the video. And now we have the points classification. We are 62 points behind Dani, Camino, then 2nd Arturo, 3rd Sergio, 4th Raúl, 5th Dani, and well, we are P10, so that's quite a good thing. And to finish, let me say that if you enjoyed this race, which was pretty intense, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!